I created a story on my Instagram, asking for my followers' favorite cartoons. And the first 10 different shows made the cut. Welcome to the video. My name is Agent of Sonic. Her name is Venus. We are going to do another 10 style video. This time around, I decided to do a character study. The first one, of course, will be Ed himself. By creating these various poses, it gave me time to warm up and decide which one to create for this piece. Perfect. Now, let's get started. The sketchbooks I will be using in this video are the Royal Langnickel mixed media for my character studies, and for the 10 styles final drawing will be the Tone Tan sketchbook by Strathmore. Having done quite a few drawings of the lovely Ed boys in the past, this was the easiest and the most relaxing style I will do on this run. For my pencils, I will be using the Prismacolor pencils, and for my inking, they will be done with the Micron 1 and Micron 5 archival ink. And I did use a white gel pen for some reason for a little bit. Now that we have a pretty good looking reference down, it's time for style number 2. Simplicity doesn't mean easy. And this rings true with The Simpsons. One of the most iconic character designs. Simple, yet very easy to notice a mistake. Now, after tackling a sketch of Ed, it was time to get started. By keeping the colors the same and fully shading as far as cell animation originally and now mostly digital nowadays with The Simpsons, I gave Ed a slightly thicker outline to match, and honestly, I think we got it. For the third style, we have Tom and Jerry. Specifically, the Chuck Jones's heir. Now, there weren't too many humans in Chuck Jones's Tom and Jerry. However, there were many aplenty in his other shows during this era, and that's where we'll reference from. While drawing this one particular style, the ones from my study leaned a little bit more into Chuck Jones's, but I think this still resembles his heir. I mean, the smile could have used a little bit more teeth, but the eyes are on point, and so are the characters' body lines. Personally, I have never seen this show before. Only knowing it from pop culture references, during the studies, I noticed the various character builds, from the age, the villains, or the hero's background. I won't even spend too much time on this one, because honestly, this is my weakest one, and I'm not happy how this one came out at all. Okay, let's address something real quick that's probably obvious to y'all, and very obvious to me now that I'm pausing. The Eds are slowly getting smaller, and I contribute that with my uncomfortability and the lack of skills I have to each of the characters' different respective animation styles. Chowder, let's get to it. Here's the redemption arc for me personally, and the one I was the most excited to take on. Chowder was one of those shows that the character designs stuck with me, especially how the characters were all so differently designed, and the clothing too. The similarities that I did notice was how their eyes were, for the most part, together, and the distortion that would happen when they would express their emotions. Okay, the lining were mostly curved and not so straight with the Ed's monobrow, and I wanted to ensure that I kept the character's design integrity. Castlevania. Okay, I will be the first to admit I knew of the game, but I was unaware there was a show. Is it wrong for me to say that there wasn't any design elements from this show in any other anime that was made in recency? It's my hot take, but I did a few rough sketches and then I went and put Ed into this universe. Admittedly, I guess I could have gave him more aesthetics. Maybe with like a tool or weapon of his choice and maybe some more extreme hair and facial features. It's not the best, but I believe the inking made up for some of it. Alright, it is the last day that I want to work on these 10 styles, so let's go ahead and knock out the next 4. Yeah. Don't worry, that's a whole thing too. Bob's Burgers. Admittedly, I have done this before, and it was during my Darth Maul 10 styles. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think it was good then, but this one I took a lot longer than I thought. Actually, let me tell you how long it actually took me. With this one character study, it took me over an hour, but it paid off because I'll hold my biases here and I'll let you judge for yourself as we watch me swiftly work on this one. I think this one's looking pretty on point, if I do say so myself. I mean, look at the line work, look at the coloration. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to number 8. On to style number 8, which is my favorite number, but does that mean Rugrats was my favorite style? We'll talk more about it at the end for the characters. Rugrats creators, and I apologize in advance if I say this wrong, Gabor Cuspo and Arlene Klasky, along with Paul Germain, had that aesthetic. I don't know how else to describe it, but loose, chaotic, but it felt like the 90s. Except for Lil and Phil, no two characters had exactly the same exact design. As the characters got older from my studies, there were more defining age features, i.e. the nose, body, and heads were shaped a little bit more. With Ed canonically being a preteen, I felt that he would have a mix of youth and adult features. So maybe a smaller nose, of course he's not very tall, so longer neck, and the lack of a chin really helped his overall head shape. For the overall piece though, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. You know what, we'll just wait until the end. Alright, I already know this one technically already exists in the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends universe. There's this cameo here, so I will say it's only a side profile. So what I realized is that I can make with liberties Ed still in the style, but with this particular pose. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, let me go ahead and go off script just a little bit past me. Thank you for that. This one took me, I think, almost an hour long as well to do the character study. I started off with what we had as a reference, obviously the Dexter parody and the side profile Ed. And then from there, I just went and I wanted to learn a little bit more of the style. So I attempted a very rough draft of what I thought Ed would look like. And then I drew a few characters from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Mac, Louise, Frankie, the girl that doesn't like Mac or Blue, I can't remember her name. But then I was taking notes and I tried to apply what would Ed look like. Not trying to, obviously just go from the side profile and turn it into something else. But we ended up with something pretty solid in the character sketch. So then it was time to take it on over to the final paper, aka the actual sketch. And while I sit here and do a speed of this and everything like that, and the inking and of course the color, I just want to say, if you honestly Want to try this for yourself? You absolutely should. It's a great exercise to test your skills and abilities on learning how to adopt so many styles and make something else from another show to look like it belongs in something else. Yeah, some of my other worms were not that great, but I got more comfortable and I got out of my own head and mental space for this. Anyways, I'm digressing. This is my third time doing this, and I would love to do this in other videos. I see why so many people do these kind of sort of things. It tests and it pushes you as an artist, or even as just like someone that's curious. Oh, well, what would this person look like? What would this person look like? And again, I would like to do this in the future. And maybe, honestly, I should just finish off the trio and draw Eddy in 10 different styles. Like, if y'all want to see that to finish off the trifecta, why not? Go ahead and let me know. Honestly, I might do it just because I really want to. But this one came out fantastic. I'll again hold my reserves for which one's my favorite. But we are getting to the last and final one. Holy cow, we have made it. We're on the last one. Thank you so much for watching. And now we're on the oldest show on this page. Let me go ahead and fact check real quick. Well, I was wrong. Anyways, this design is the simplest in my personal opinion, but it also matches with The Simpsons. I can mess up and it will very easily be recognized. Now, looking at a few of the main characters like Barney and Fred and some background characters, I noticed that one of the key defining features is their eyes, the very angular of their face, their limbs, and their clothing. So for Ed, he won't don his usual red and white shirt. His jacket's pretty much going to be the main attire. He's going to keep his signature monobrow. And I did not like the first character design I did, so of course I erased it. I think I did that twice on this entire thing. But this one was fun. I had to go in and do a thicker lining, so I ended up grabbing, I think, my Tomball pen to match that cell animation of the Flintstones, and from there we just kept the same colors. We did a very dark for the mouth, we got the very light green for his shirt, his limbs were very, very pale, his body was very, very pale. But other than that, we're done. Now past me, take it away. The 10 styles right here, out of all these, my favorite, I probably want to say, that was not including the OG, is Chowder. I feel like I did the Chowder design so well. My least favorite, obviously, was Thundercat, because I felt like I could have did that one better. A lot better, and it was the smallest one. That's when I got my confidence back and I was like, oh, we're doing this the wrong way, so let's go ahead and get back into it and draw the characters full. And that's pretty much what happened here. Bob's Burgers was a tight second, and I want to keep these colors actually pretty organized. So yeah, Mukja, thank you for the inspiration to get back on it and make this video. This took a lot longer than what I would like to admit, but peace, love, and hot sauce, and as always, thanks for watching.